Hi, good afternoon. This is me again, back doing my thing. So, last week was Thanksgiving weekend, and it was okay. I was ill most of the weekend, um, just not feeling very good. The whole general, I kind of was in pain type of thing. Which brings me to my next subject. As most of you know, I injured my back a few years ago, and I deal with a lot of back pain. And I've been talking to my doctor about this for years now, trying to figure out, because first it was my knee and now it's kind of my back. I'm supposedly got, oh, forget. Anyhow, I had told her that, my back pain was increasing and that I wasn't able to work as much as I want to here in the studio because I can't sit up as long as I want to here in the studio, and that the pills that she had me on, the medications, weren't exactly working anymore. So she prescribed some new pills, new medication, and I just want to show it to you because this is ridiculous. I want to take less pills, not more. This is one prescription. I was given 330 pills for pain. And this is Neurontin, and I'm supposed to take 3 caplets by mouth every day for 1 day. That makes no sense. Then 3 twice a day for 1 day, and then 3 times a day for 1 day, and then 3 4 times a day hereafter. Okay, well that's 12 pills a day. And I thought, my God, that's just not right. If I'm supposed to be taking 12 pills a day, why don't they just make them in 900 milligrams? That way I'd be taking one day and, whatever. And that just didn't make sense to me, so I went and looked it up. This is 3 times what the normal starting prescription ratio is. So I called this morning and I told her that I needed to talk to her about the medication issue, and I haven't got a call back yet. So very frustrated about that. Very, very frustrated about that. But I'm not about to take this stuff. I also read that you're supposed to wear an ID bracelet saying that you're on Neurontin when you're taking Neurontin. I wasn't told about that. I wasn't told about half of the side effects. And even the little pamphlet that came with it didn't talk about many of the side effects. So I will be chatting with her about that. So, and yes, Voodoo's in here. So back to the back pain thing. I think I have discovered a way to help me not even need medication to reduce the back pain. And one of the things we originally did, pardon me, was we lowered my sewing table so it was supposed to be more ergonomic for me. And it is. It is more ergonomic for me. I can do this, but down here where you can't see, and it was fine. The problem I had after that was I couldn't see. So I wear bifocals when I work, and when I got them made, they weren't quite as magnifying as I would have liked them to have been, because I do have a pair of magnifying glasses that really work well for me, and they weren't quite as bad. So, yeah, you're a pretty girl. We'll show them you in a second, because you're doing so much better. So today, I had moved all of my furniture around after I finished Patricia's quilt top, because I promised myself I would just rearrange the room and just bring in some new energy in here, because there was other projects I want to work on, other paintings and all kinds of things I want to do besides making magical mug bags and, taking care of Voodoo. So, today, after removing it all, and I did take movies of the moves, the rearranging. I took one before, and I took one in the middle, and I'll take one after we're done, because I think we're done moving stuff, but there's still a lot of cleaning up that needs to be done. So today, or yesterday, let me rephrase that. Yesterday, I have my sewing, the one that's shorter, the short desk over here with my Bernina sewing machine on it, and I was working yesterday, and I put together 4 parts of monk bags, so like 2 whole monk bags, but only halfway finished. Because, you have to put the lining in and then sew up the arms and what have you. And my back was already starting to hurt. So I went to the sofa, and it's always bothered me. Well, why is it that I can sit on the sofa for hours and hours and hours and not be in pain, and I could sit in a chair and draw or do whatever, cut fabric even, for hours and hours and hours and not be in pain when it comes to the sewing machine? So last night, of course, I went to bed thinking about it, and I dreamt about when I first started sewing. I mean, we never cut the tables down or anything, and so I thought, well, maybe it's because I'm leaning over to look to see what I'm doing, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and maybe that's causing the pain. It's just repeated motion that, you know, they tell you not even to do in the first place. You know, unless you're exercising or you're doing it as a stretch, you know, those repeated with my back, maybe that's what's causing the pain. So this morning, I set up my brother machine behind me on my cutting table. As you can see there, it's still quite messy up there, but right when I'm done making this, I'm going to go clean that up. And I finished the bags. No problem. I felt great after I was finished. So I think that was the cause of my back pain, was not necessarily that I needed a new drug or that I needed medication for it. Maybe I just needed to raise my frickin' machine or get better glasses, one or the other. So right now we're going to raise my machine and see if that works. So, namaste. That works out very great, and I'm very, very grateful that I don't have to even try to take these medications right now, that I can seek out another doctor and another opinion. I'm not saying they wouldn't help, because there are a couple things they deal with, and I don't know if my doctor was trying to sneak in some medication for mood swings or not, and that's a subject for another time. But, you know, whatever. So, yeah. What else was oh, Thanksgiving. I went into Walmart today to talk to the pharmacist about these medications, and which he was absolutely no help. And I ran into the valedictorian of my class, my graduating class, and I talked to him for a little bit because he's always been real nice to me. Now, I don't understand why, but he's always been real nice to me now. And just see what was going on with him and see how his holiday was. And he told me he had to work Thanksgiving Day, and I thought, oh my God, that really bites. And he told me, he says, as long as I'm working for Walmart, I will not have a holiday off. I will not have Thanksgiving off. I will not have Christmas Day off. And I was like, are you kidding me? No. And I was like, do you make $12 an hour at least? And he goes, no, I make 25 cents more than the minimum wage. And I'm like, wait, you're the valedictorian of my class. You were extremely intelligent then. You were taking college courses. And he's like, yeah, I've got a couple college degrees, but this is the only job I can find in the area. I've been working at Walmart for the past 10 years. 10 years he's been working here. Never, always had to work Thanksgiving and Christmas because he's not married and doesn't have a family. And they pay him just a little bit above minimum wage. That is so wrong. Something is just wrong with this company to treat its employees like this. So, even though the other couple food stores in town don't really have per se simple ingredients foods, like, you know, I don't know how to explain this, but we can make it work here. I think I'm going to boycott Walmart from now on. I'm kind of tired of their pharmacy, and the pharmacist should have caught there was something wrong with this. No pharmacy should ever allow anybody to walk out with this many pills, because if I have the mood swings that they're talking about, you know, if you take 2 or 3 of these, one of the side effects is that you could suddenly become very depressed. Okay, so I'm going to suddenly become very depressed. I'm going to have 330 pills in the house. Common sense? I don't think it was used there. So, yeah. There's another pharmacy in town that is just a pharmacy. It's not part of a large corporation. It's a family-owned pharmacy. So I'm going to see if my insurance, which that was another thing I need to check to see, because my insurance might have actually said, no, you give her these. Again, because that was something my doctor said before I could get the lidocaine patches, which is what I asked for, which is a really simple thing. It's like a simple local that you just put a small patch on the area that hurts the most, and, you know, it's like getting how your dentist will numb up your gum before he does any type of surgery or anything. Same principle. And that's what I wanted. And my insurance said, no, you can't have those. You have to take these, and these have to fill first. And then, get this, I'm supposed to use a TUNES unit, the same unit they denied me, and that's supposed to fill. So I'm supposed to spend out my own money, which I don't have a lot of, for paying. And I'm very frustrated with this, but, you know, I'm happy that we found the solution. So, after I switch all my medications over to this other pharmacy, I have to make sure that my insurance will take them. I am going to boycott Walmart because they're just, And so when me and my husband were in there yesterday, we were looking at their deals. And one of the deals that we almost started scraping our pennies for was these 700 count sheets, queen size. We love high thread count sheets. There's nothing more comfortable than sliding into a high thread count sheet. And I felt them. Before I buy any type of fabric, I always feel it. And it's supposed to be 700 count. It just didn't feel right. It was 700 count polyester, not cotton. Not a deal. That is not a deal. Then on towards the back, they had like the Rubbermaid container things. You can get like 36 containers, and they had the really nice expensive Rubbermaid on top, and everything inside was a Rubbermaid take-along, so really cheap thin ones. And that was not worth the money that they were asking for. I mean, you really got to be careful in that store. You've got to read everything really very closely to actually be getting a deal. And I think it's ironic and hilarious that some of the things that they sell in my local Walmart are actually cheaper on Amazon with free shipping. The thing of it is, you just don't get that instant gratification, which is fine with me. I would rather have something on my wish list for a month or two to make sure I really wanted it. And believe me, things go on and off my wish list all the time because I think, oh, I need it. No, I don't. I'll find another solution. There's a few things on there that we do need that we can't find in stores. And a lot of it's food. And there are just certain types of foods, especially Asian foods, I love seaweed. I love seaweed chips. I love all types of spicy Asian food. But to actually be able to find it in the stores, it's hard. It's really hard to find this stuff. And I was even talking to some of the local Asian ladies, and you know, there's a few, and they were talking about how they had to order this stuff online too, because it can't be found in the local stores. Even hot peppers cannot be found in the local stores because not a lot of people eat hot peppers here. Now, if it was a T-bone steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy, you're in good. But as for a vegetable that isn't halfway spoiled, or you know, again, potato, is really difficult. And I'll never forget this. I love fresh zucchini. Oh, I love fresh zucchini. I don't like frozen zucchini. Dried zucchini is okay, but fresh zucchini. Anywho, the first time I bought a zucchini here, we were checking out again at Walmart, and the girl asked what I was going to do with the zucchini, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to eat it." And she's like, "You eat that? I didn't know you could eat those. I thought they were just for decoration." And then me and my husband were just about ready to bust a gut laughing. First off, she didn't even know what the zucchini was, and then when we told her it was a zucchini, she thought it was decoration. Kale went through. Another one of those vegetables that not a lot of people realize how frickin' good it is. And my husband has a kale recipe that's to die for. It's good. It's really good. And I often ask him to make this, and right now kale's not in season, and if we would get kale in, it's it's kind of got a slimy stuff on it, because for whatever reason it does. I'm not going to guesstimate on how they treat their vegetables. So we don't buy kale right now. We grow our own during the summer. And she, again, I thought that was vegetables. And then as she got finished, she goes, "You ain't got no meat in here. Do you want to go back and get some meat for cooking us?" And I looked at her and I said, "No, we don't eat a lot of meat. And what makes you think we're going to cook this stuff? Because we'll eat a lot of our vegetables raw." And she's like, "You eat them raw? Ew! Good God, what is wrong with these people? You don't need to cook your vegetables till they're limp and got all the nutrients out of it." Okay, so yeah, this is about 15 minutes now, so I'm going to stop ranting and load this up to my YouTube. So there I am. Food, medication. Oh, food as medication. OMG. So we have been gifted some black cherry juice. And as most of you know, I have very stiff joints, especially during the winter. And did you know that just drinking 4 ounces of black cherry juice in the morning and in the afternoon will help you more than the pills? So, you know, sometimes if you're really smart and you get out there and you talk to an actual healer, not a doctor, a healer, preferably somebody who has both had the education as a doctor but also an education in herbology and Chinese medicine is really cool too. You would find that a lot of the foods are actually medicine, and if you can get them in the raw form, it's even better. So that's my vlog for today. Namaste, and I hope you have a great and wonderful day.